Gaur Katha all over the world, in every town and village. So that is one of the instruction of Srila Prabhupada. So we are very much fortunate. Prabhupada is Maharaja is here. So I request Maharaj to address us on Gaur Katha. Once we welcome Maharaj, by already chanting Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram.
Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Samarakrama Namo Vishnu Sadhaya Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namani Namaste Saraswati Devi Gautavadi Prachari Nirvishimsa Sunyavadi Paschata Siddharani Vancha Kalpataru Vipasindu Pradevasa Namo Mahabharanya Krishna Premadayate Krishna Namate Gaurakrishna He Krishna Paramahං Leela Bandhu Gopeshana Gopika Taptakanchana Gopalkangi Radhe Dina Adhivishari Vrishabhana Sute Devi Pranamami Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Krishna Krishna Rama Mukam karati vachalam pangulangayate girim jasvipatamaham vande putrangayatarinam paramanandamaram chaitanya. Hare Krishna. Welcome everyone. Someone is walking the room after night. So we are having both on-site and online audience. It's wonderful. So hope you are happy. Those who are on-site and those who are online, they are also happy. But I think on-site devotees are happier than online devotees. So tomorrow is Adivas of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearance, and day after tomorrow is the appearance day of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Gaur Purnima. Why it is called Gaur Purnima? Purnima is a tithi on which Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared in this world. Purnima has become Gaur Purnima. There are so many Purnimas, but this particular Purnima Tithi is very, very special because on this Purnima Tithi, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared in this world more than 500 years ago in this holy abode of Mayapur. So today we will be talking about how Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was delivered by Sriman Mahaprabhu at Jagannath Puri. So many of you may know that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu lived in this world for 48 years. His pastime was divided into primarily two areas. One is Navadip, other one is Jagannath Puri. So at the age of 24, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu left Navadip after taking sannyas. So while he was going to Jagannath Puri from Navadip, first he entered into the Jagannath Puri temple to have the darshan of Lord Jagannath. So when Mahaprabhu had darshan of Lord Jagannath, out of love, intense love, he fainted on the ground, unconscious. So the local people in the temple, they thought something wrong has happened because they don't have any idea that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the Supreme Personality of Godhead and he is exhibiting love of Godhead. So, how many of you accept that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the Supreme Personality of Godhead? Why? Why do you accept Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the Supreme Personality of Godhead? What is the reason? Scriptures are saying, okay? Because Shastra says so, that's why you accept it. Shastra Praman. That is very, very important. Avatar nahi kahe ami avatar, muni sab jani kahe lakhana vichar. It is explained that those personalities, those are the incarnation of the Lord, they don't claim that they are incarnations. Muni sab jani kahe lakhana vichar. The saintly people, they determine that this personality is the Supreme Personality of God. Lakhan, which are the symptoms, Lakshman. So those symptoms are very, very important. So who is God? According to Prachar Muni, God is that person who possesses 6 opulences. Is God, but he is not manifesting his opulences as God. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Channa Avatar. So that is God, but he is covering himself. He is exhibiting the quality of in detail in this conversation between Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. So Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya got attracted by seeing the ecstatic symptoms in the body of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya is incarnation of Brihaspati. So Brihaspati is the guru of the demigods in the heavenly planets. So when he heard that Mahaprabhu is going to appear in this world, he thought that I also should participate in the pastime of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Brihaspati came as Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. And he was studying, he was a very high level of scholar. But he was studying that Mayavad philosophy. He was studying Vedanta, but according to the Mayavad understanding. But he was extremely brilliant. Definitely will be a brilliant person because he is the incarnation of Brihaspati. Very, very intelligent. He knew Shastra. According to Shastra, there are different symptoms in the body of a person who has love of God. So it was exhibited in the body of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So then he protected Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and he brought Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his own house because Sarvabhauma house is just next to Jagannath temple. How many of you have gone to Jagannath Puri? Okay. So there's still that house is there, just next to Jagannath temple. So when Mahaprabhu was going to Jagannath Puri, along with him was Nityananda Prabhu, Chandrasekhar Acharya, Mukunda Datta, all these great personalities were there also. Mahaprabhu was running in madness. That time there was no car facility. Mahaprabhu walked from Bengal to Jagannath Puri. Raghunath Das Goswami also ran to Jagannath Puri. He took 11 days. He took the forest path. So for us it's very, very difficult to think like that, right? Because life is very comfortable nowadays. But those days, this type of comfort was not available. Walking was the best way to travel. So they are traveling like that. So Mahaprabhu also did the same thing. He was not walking, he was running. Because he was mad in ecstasy, in separation from the Lord. So when Nityananda Prabhu and all these people came, they came to know that Mahaprabhu is there in the house of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, and they came to know also that Mahaprabhu is unconscious. And after that, they came to see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the house of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. And they are checking by putting some cotton in the nostril of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, whether he is still alive or not. And they realize that still he is alive. So they are so happy. So then Mahaprabhu came back to his consciousness. Then Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya started inquiring that who is this person? Then Gopinath Acharya, he told that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is coming from Navadvip. He is the son of Jagannath Mishra. And the father of Jagannath Mishra is Nilambar Chakravarti. He gave the family background to give the introduction of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Then later on, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya also asked his spiritual background. Then it was explained to him that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took sannyas from Keshav Bharati Maharaj. And his mantra guru was Ishwarapuri. But sannyas guru was Keshav Bharati Maharaj. And the sannyas name of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was Sri Krishna Chaitanya. You should remember that. Lord has unlimited number of names. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's sannyas name was Sri Krishna Chaitanya. And he took sannyas from Bharati Sampradaya. Then Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya said that he is a young sannyasi, only 24 years old. How he can maintain this sannyas order of life? Very difficult. Because in youth, senses are very strong, right? Can you relate? Because you are also very young. Senses are very strong. And he took sannyas. But Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya didn't know that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the Supreme Personality of God. Then he explained that as a sannyasi, he should study scriptures. Especially he should study Vedanta. You know that what is Vedanta? Vedanta is the essence of all Upanishads. There are 4 Vedas which are not available in the modern times. Very insignificant portions are available. So essence of Vedas are Upanishads. And essence of Upanishad is Vedanta. Vyasdev composed Vedanta Sutra. She said, as a sannyasi, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu should study Vedanta. But Mahaprabhu used to chant and dance with the devotees. And he was extremely beautiful. Not only young, he was extremely beautiful. So generally when someone is young and extremely beautiful, naturally there will be difficulty to maintain celibacy and renunciation, right or wrong? People will be attracted and that person also will be attracted, right? That is a tendency. This world is meant for attraction. Man is attracted by woman and woman is attracted by man. Right or wrong? It's right or wrong? So, Sarvabhauma was very worried that as a sannyasi, he should control his senses. That is the vow. How to maintain that? That I will teach him Vedanta. Then Gopinath Acharya and other devotees, they become very upset. They said, what you are talking? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But Sarvabhauma, there is no Shastra. He said, you may say that is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but I don't accept. Because Shastra says, Lord is Tri-Jugi. He appears only in 3 Yugas, Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, and Dapar Yuga. Lord does not appear in Kali Yuga. That's why he is Tri-Jugi. He appears in only 3 Yugas. He was quoting Shastra. Then Gopinath Acharya said, whatever you are telling, that is correct, but it is not complete understanding. Lord does not appear in Kali Yuga, that's right. But Lord does not appear in Kali Yuga as Leela Avatar. He does not manifest his pastimes as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But definitely he comes in Kali Yuga. He comes as Channa Avatar. He comes as covered incarnation. In Kali Yuga, the Lord comes as covered incarnation, Channa Avatar. Leela Avatar means who exhibits different kinds of pastimes. That is Leela Avatar. Das Avatar, you know Das Avatars, right? They are Leela Avatars. There are many Leela Avatars. They come in different yugas and exhibit different kinds of pastimes as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But in Kali Yuga, Lord doesn't come as Leela Avatar. That's why he is known as Tri-Yogi. The argument was going back and forth. And he was telling that you cannot understand Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as the Supreme Personality of Godhead because you are studying Vedanta based on Mayavad philosophy. You don't have devotion. You have the ego of knowledge. That's why your intelligence is covered over by your ego. And that's why you are not able to understand who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Only by Bhakti one can understand the Supreme Personality of God. Who receives the mercy of the Lord, he can understand the Lord. Sei Ishwar Tattva bujhibare pare, Ishwarer kripales hoyeche jahare. So who can understand the Supreme Lord? Who has received the mercy of the Supreme Personality of God. So how to receive the mercy? What is the qualification to receive the mercy? That has to be understood. Sincerity attracts the mercy. Who is very, very sincere? So who is sincere? What is the symptom of sincerity? I am asking you. What is the symptom of sincerity? Huh?
follow the Guru's order. Whatever Guru is
Follow the Guru's order is a symptom of sincerity. Okay. Any other answer? Dedication is sincerity. Anything else? Any other answer? What? Punctual in regular sadhana, that is sincerity. Okay. Anything else? Following regulatory principles very strictly, that is sincerity. Anything else? These are all wonderful answers. But there is another answer, which is more suitable. Sincerity means giving 100%. Endeavor. That is called sincerity. Okay? How to understand someone is sincere who is giving it 100%. Capacity may be different, but giving 100% is the principle. That person is called sincere. Just like when the bridge was built to reach Lanka, all the devotees of Lord Ram, they are very, very sincere. Why? Because they are giving their 100%. And that's why they got the mercy of Lord Ram. In the same way, now also the same principle applies. Who gives 100%? Then he is eligible to receive the mercy of the. So bhaktas, the devotees, they give 100% for the service of the Lord. That's why they receive the mercy of the Lord. So it was explained to Sarvabhauma like that. And then they came back to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and started talking that Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya is criticizing you, he is not accepting you, and he wants to teach you Vedanta Sutra. What is this? He wants to protect you from Maya. He said, yeah, what's wrong in that? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, he is very elderly, very senior to me. He is like my father. I already accepted him as my spiritual master. So what's wrong if he teaches me Vedanta? I like to be taught by him. So Mahaprabhu is taking a very humble position. So humility is very, very important principle. Humility comes from knowledge. And pride comes from ignorance. Humility attracts the attention of Krishna. And humility has the power to melt the heart of the Lord. What to talk about the Lord? Humility can melt the heart of your greatest enemy also. Very, very powerful. Humility is sometimes considered as weakness. What is the humility? Humility means acting on your constitutional position. That is humility. And what is our constitutional position? Jive Swarupai Krishna Nittada. So when someone acts on that platform, he is humble. And what is pride? When someone forgets that position, thinking that he or she is the master. So what do you think? We are master or servant? Really? Why? Why you think like that? So we have a tendency to serve. So in that light, we think that we are servants, right? Anything else? That is information. But why you are accepting it? Shastra says so. He is fixed up in Shastra. Shastra says so, that's why you accept. Anything else? Maya forces us to accept, okay. Either accept from Shastra or Maya will make you understand. But many people are not understanding. Most of the people are not understanding. What?
We have the tendency that we are serving from childhood on. Somebody is some family, somebody is in the community, somebody is serving the country, somebody is so we have to be that quality of serving.
Okay, that's why you are servant. So what is the difference between master and servant? That is one way of understanding. Master is independent, servant is dependent. So how many of you think you are independent? We like to be independent, no? That is our tendency. That is the tendency of this conditioned material world. But what is real independence? Depending on Krishna. That is real independence. So, we should analyze our life. How many of you independently took birth into this world? You chose your parents, who will be your father, who will be your mother, where will be your place of birth. How many of you have done that? No? So you are forced to take birth in a particular situation. So your birth is not independent. Your birth is independent. So how many of you grew up independently without your mother? So who helped you to grow in your childhood? Child is dependent on who? The mother. Then he grows more, then he is dependent on father. When he needs money, he goes to the father. Right? Then he goes to the classroom in the school and colleges. Then he is also controlled by teachers. Then they think enough is enough. We don't like to be controlled. So we want to get a job. So getting a job is independence or dependence? Only the master changes, right? Before job, you're at the lotus feet of your father. Now after that, you have to be at the lotus feet of your boss. Only boss changes. But the situation remains the same, right or wrong? So you're dependent. Then he said, no, I don't want to work. It's too much. I don't want to be a slave. I want to be independent. I want to do business. So doing business is independence or dependence? Whether anybody in this world has God or not, businessmen, they have God. Who is the God? Customer is God. If there is no customer, there will be any business. So your business is independent or dependent? Anu, customers. So who is the master? Customer. But we are thinking, I am the master because I am earning money. You are not the master. Who is the master? Who is controlling your life? The customers are controlling your life. That's why they are the master. So in that way, if we analyze our life also, we can easily understand that really we are not master. We are not independent. We are dependent. Right or wrong? So that policy of becoming independent is the disease of the material world. Right? I want to be independent. We cannot be independent. But we can be independent when we accept the dependence on Krishna. That is a principle. Clear? Because Krishna is independent. So when we take shelter of him, we also become independent. That is real independence. So the conversation was going on like that. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu agreed to study Vedanta under Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. So Sarvabhauma started talking about Vedanta. First day, second day, third day, fourth day, fifth day, sixth day, seventh day. 7 days continuously. Sarvabhauma was speaking and Mahaprabhu was listening. On 8th day, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya started thinking that I have been speaking for 7 days, but Sri Krishna Chaitanya is not responding, not asking any question, is completely silent. So whether he is understanding or not understanding. Then he started asking questions that you have understood. Then Mahaprabhu said that the verses of Vedanta Sutra are brilliant like sun. I can understand the meaning very clearly. But your explanation is covering the meaning of the Vedanta Sutra, like a cloud. Then Sarvabhauma was surprised. So why commentary is written? To make our understanding clearer on the verse, right? That's why the different acharyas, different spiritual teachers, they have written commentary on the verses of Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita to make us understand in a better way, right? But here Mahaprabhu is telling totally opposite. He is telling that I am understanding the verse very clearly. It's brilliant like the sun. That's why I am very clearly understanding each and every verse of Vedanta Sutra. But I cannot understand your explanation. So what a insult to a teacher, right? He is telling you spoke all nonsense. That's the essence, right? So whatever he spoke is complete nonsense. He spoke in a very gentle way. Mahaprabhu expressed that in a very, very gentle way, in a humble way. But the real essence is that whatever he spoke for 7 days is complete nonsense. So Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya's ego was hurt. Mahaprabhu did not have any desire to insult him. He spoke in a very, very gentle way and humble way. That is Mahaprabhu's style. He never defeated people in an insulting way. He did everything in a very humble way. Because humility comes from knowledge. Those who are knowledgeable, they will not become proud. But those who do not have much knowledge, they become very proud. Then Mahaprabhu started giving explanation on Vedanta Sutra. Then he started talking about a particular verse from Srimad Bhagavatam, which talks about Atmaram. Atmaram means those who are self-satisfied. And the Atmaram also, they get attracted by the Supreme Personality of God. That verse is there in the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. So when Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya heard about this Atmaram verse, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya requested Mahaprabhu to give explanation on that verse. Then Mahaprabhu said, first you explain. And after that, if something is there, I'll explain. Then Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya started explaining the verse in 9 different ways. Brilliant explanation. Wonderfully explained. Then after his explanation was over, without touching that 9 explanation, Mahaprabhu analyzed that Atmaram word in 18 different ways. And when he heard the explanation of Atmaram verse from Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya came into senses. Then he realized that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not a human being. Because it's not possible for a human being to explain Atmaram verse like that. He accepted Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as the Supreme Personality of God. And he surrendered unto his lotus feet. And Mahaprabhu showed him the Sadbhuj form. Have you seen the Sadbhuj form? First he manifested his 400 Narayan form, then he manifested his Krishna form, and in that way he manifested his Sadbhuj form, 6-handed form. of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. By seeing that form, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was wonderstruck, and by the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he started. Then he saw that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is that Sarvuj. So he was totally lost. And by the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he started composing verses glorifying Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And on the spot, he composed 100 verses glorifying Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Can you do that? Only Brihaspati can do that, right? And he got the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. On the spot, 100 verses immediately was composed, glorifying Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So in that way, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was delivered. So what are the lessons you should learn from this pastime? I like to hear from you. What are the things we should learn in our life? It happened more than 500 years ago. What is the connection in our life? Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, Brihaspati, Mahaprabhu was God, delivered. What's the connection in our life? Any connection? Please.
We have some Maharaja in our mind, and if we hear from the Vaishnavas the original philosophy, and then we can accept it and we can receive it.
Okay. I should repeat that. Those who are talking, it's audible in the online now. He's telling that, what's your name? Arindam is telling that if we are influenced by Mayavad philosophy, then we can hear from Vaishnavas, then make our understanding clear from that hearing. Okay, good.
We can be patient to some like Mahaprabhu waited for 7 days. It didn't revoke him or something like what we are speaking about. Because we have rushed for 7 days. Then he instructed him and doing the.
So patience is very important. Okay. You have to be patient if you want to inspire people in Krishna consciousness. Don't be impatient. Okay, good. Any other reflection?
In this community started by Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, very Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and
so seva is very important. Very interesting point. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya served Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He wanted to serve. He served also. Practically he served. He fed him prasadam. He took him from the temple to his house, helped him to come back to consciousness. He did a lot of services. Service is very, very important. Anything else?
Seriously, what we are doing that, we realize that then we get not doing.
What?
So, like he was earlier following the different philosophy. Later he realized and then we can deliver. So we can understand that if we are earlier so misguided earlier, but it's still realized and come to the path and follow the is very strictly then we get to.
Okay, very good. He's telling that we can be misguided by some misguiding philosophy. But if we realize that we are misguided, then definitely we will get the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Okay, very good. Okay.
And like Bhattacharya got transformed to all the many others also are following the path. So you can feel like people if they get the conviction then I mean they can influence many people. So very good.
Yeah, Mahaprabhu started his preaching endeavor with Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Right? The big personality. If the big personality becomes devotee, then the common man will follow. Jajjat acharya sashtra tat tat evatara jana. So we should spend time with the top people of the society. If they become Krishna conscious, then others will simply follow. Very good. It's called preaching strategy. Mahaprabhu had a wonderful preaching strategy. Huh? Preaching to the class. You should preach to the mass also, but mass will follow the class. Okay. Then you should surrender. Immediately you should surrender. No delay. Okay. That's a very important principle. It did not take time. Arjuna also immediately surrendered. So are you ready? Not yet convinced. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is God. Till that happens, let us take time, right? Okay. Any other reflection? Online reflection is happening. On sites are having a lot of reflections.
Devotees, I would like to ask some, we like to reflect from the points of His Holiness Bhakti Prachar Swami Maharaj. You can unmute yourself and speak. Hare Krishna.
True knowledge comes ego. Ego knowledge.
Who said that? Huh?
The knowledge is not pure.
Ego comes from ignorance, not from knowledge. Humility comes from knowledge. Jaravidya is avidya. That's the problem. There are two kinds of vidya, Jaravidya and Brahmavidya. Vidya, avidya. Knowledge of this material world is called nescience. Why? That knowledge keeps us bound in this material world. But there is Brahmavidya. That education, that knowledge helps us to liberate from the material world. And beyond that also there is another vidya, Bhakti. That is topmost education. So Mahaprabhu, while he was talking to Ramananda Rai, Mahaprabhu asked, Vidya Madhye Kon Vidya Sar. He said, what is the essence of all education? Then Ramananda Rai said, Krishna Bhakti Vina Vidya Nahiya. There is no education other than Krishna Bhakti. Krishna also says in Bhagavad Gita, Vedastu Sarver Ahameva Vedya. The purpose of knowledge is to know Krishna. If we know Krishna, we know everything. But if we don't know Krishna, we don't know anything. So I interrupted your flow of questions. You can continue.
We have the negative ego in the inside, but we are when we are loving system for time, but on that day, the way we are approaching and we are currently like that.
Jaravidya makes you proud, Bhakti makes you humble. That is the principle. Okay. Sincerity. If someone is sincere, then he gets help. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was sincere. Very good point. That's That we also discussed. Who receives the mercy of the Lord? With sincerity. The Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya showed sincerity. Very good.
One should not judge one by age, because initially Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was judging that who is a young boy, he won't be able to take the land and maintain sannyas. So he was judging relation, but later on he said that he's not.
So John, don't judge externally. Don't become judgmental by seeing something external. So when Sukadeva Goswami appeared in the scene, he was the youngest person, 16 years old. All were elderly to him, senior to him. But Sukadeva Goswami was chosen to sit on the Vasasana and speak Srimad Bhagavatam. We should not judge externally. That's a very important point. Very good. But we always have a tendency to judge seeing some external things, right? Don't make that mistake. Something is coming. iPhone devotee. So there is a devotee, his name is iPhone. So he has some reflection. Okay. Please tell.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Tell your name.
My name is Anil.
Your name is?
Anil, A-N-I-L.
Anil. Okay. So when you participate online, it is recommended that you should write your name, not the name of your phone.
Sure, definitely,
We will
Prabhu.
identify you with that name. Okay. No problem.
Prabhuji, first of all,
You can ask, you have a question or you have a reflection?
I have a question first of all.
Okay.
Hare Krishna and a Dandavat to you, Prabhu, and all Hare Krishna to all assembled devotees over there.
Yes,
I have a question, Prabhu, that are all the names in the material world are same or they are spiritual? If to consider the name of Srila Prabhupada, is that a spiritual name or a material name? How do we differ from all these names?
Are you asking that is Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada's name is also spiritual?
Exactly the same. So many people are having the names of Krishna and Rama nowadays in material world. Are the name effective or these are material names only?
So many people's name is on the name of Lord Krishna and Rama. So are those names are also spiritual? That's what he has.
Anything connected with the Lord is spiritual. Anything which is connected with the Lord, that is spiritual. Okay?
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Which is not connected with Lord, that is material. You can make material also to spiritual. Make the material things connected with the spiritual, that material things also will become spiritual. Okay?
I appreciate your answer, sir. I really understand. I really accept the answer here.
So time is up.
There is another devotee, Anek Ghosh.
Yes.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, Dandavat Pranam. Maharaj, I have a question.
Yes.
Maharaj, you said that in Kali Yuga, Lord comes as a covered incarnation. So in every Kali Yuga, Lord comes as a covered incarnation, or there is a special Kali Yuga?
Every Kali Yuga, Lord comes as Son Avatar. But Chaitanya Avatar, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not Avatar. He is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is the difference.
Oh, okay, Maharaj.
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu does not come in every Kali Yuga. He comes once in a day of Brahma. He comes in every Kalpa. But Yuga Avatar comes in every Kali Yuga as Chan Avatar. Okay?
Okay, Maharaj. Thank you.
One more question.
One more question, then we will conclude.
Somasunda Kaduri Prabhu. You can unmute yourself. I mean, Samapati Prabhu. Yes. You can
Hare
unmute
Krishna,
yourself.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavad.
Maharaj, my question is that Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, he was having some wonderful skills that he can any moment he can do like 100 verses, he can narrate. So Maharaj, he was having such nice skills. So it is really the mercy of the Lord. So how we like conditioned souls, we can attract little mercy so that we can do some preaching in the society. How can we attract that mercy?
By skill, you cannot attract Krishna. You can attract Krishna by your mood. It's the attitude, not the aptitude, that determines the altitude of your devotional progress. Okay? Aptitude is important, but attitude is a greater principle. If you don't have proper attitude, then aptitude or skill will be misused. That's why skills and values are connected. If you have only skills but no values in your life, no character, then skills will be misused. But if you have proper character and proper value system, then skills will be used in the proper service. That is the point. Skills are important, but if skills are there only, no value system, no character, then what will happen? Skills will be misused. That's happening nowadays because there is no emphasis on the values or character in the modern society. Only knowledge and skills. That's why you used to learn a principle that if money is lost, nothing is lost. If health is lost, something is lost. If character is lost, everything is lost. But nowadays, this principle has become reversed. If character is lost, nothing is lost. If health is lost, something is lost. But if money is lost, everything is lost. Value system completely changed. So that's why we are having this kind of situation nowadays, right?
Yes, Maharaj.
So skills are important, but skills are external. But the values are internal. That is the foundation. That's it.
So how can we develop that attitude to please the Lord?
By serving someone who has attitude.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, Maharaj.
Who has proper attitude, if you associate with them, associate with that person, you will develop that attitude also. Association is very, very important. Good association will give you good habits, good attitude. Okay.
Yes. Yes, Maharaj.
The last one.
Online. There is one question online.
Online also. Okay. I don't know. Time is already up.
Okay, so devotees, those who like to ask questions, kindly rename yourself. Then you can ask questions online. There are some other devotees offline. Yes.
I think he should ask question, he did not ask at the back. Two questions only.
You explained that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu mantra initiation from Europe and sometimes from Asia. So, what is the difference between this mantra guru and sannyas?
Sannyas Guru gives you sannyas, mantra Guru gives you mantra. Sannyas Guru gives sannyas mantra.
Yeah, so maybe we also use mantra guru.
Mantra means Gayatri mantra. When you talk about mantra, that is known as Gayatri mantra. So who gives Gayatri mantra, he becomes mantra guru.
And the other thing is that since Lord is not able to establish a religious principle, this may have been related, but I have been to an explanation of Bhagavad Gita, first chapter, first book. And they're explaining that the descendants of Maharaja, that one of the daughters of Bhakti, beget children. One is another is one daughter. So Lord eventually get married to this daughter, Dakshin, the same like brothers and sisters. And even one Maharaj married to him, but if Lord incarnates to establish religious principles, why these things did they, is there any cause behind this?
How do you think this is not religious?
I mean, yeah.
Because you have to know what is religious principle.
That's,
So this kind of marriage is bona fide marriage.
so from our perspective is like,
In South India still it's there, right? Go to South India. You should go to South India and check.
so I didn't know that.
It's not explanation, that is bona fide. It's allowed. Huh? Yeah. The cousin, that marriage is common in South India.
Well, Brahma is the same father.
Yeah, so we are all brothers and sisters because Lord is the father. Then you should not marry a clause. Okay, that's not a problem. We should not have same biological father. That is not bona fide. Last,
What is the difference between Vilavada and Santana? Because in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu past time, we had also done some Leela. So,
Leelavatar means when he exhibits the opulences of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is called Leelavatar. Mahaprabhu did not exhibit in that way. He did to some extent to make them understand that he is also God, but that is not his primary focus. Primary focus is to teach the world how to become a devotee, and he acted like a devotee. That's why he is known as Channa Avatar. Okay, that is his primary feature. Okay then, thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai, Samavita Gaur Bhaktavinda ki jai, Hitai Gaur Pramanande, Hare Hare.
Hari Hari Bol.
धन्यवाद प्रणाम प्रभु